You've heard the warnings, you've seen the images. Tobacco use remains the leading cause of preventable death and disease in the U.S. More than 16 million Americans are living with a smoking-related disease, and every day thousands of young Americans become regular smokers. But nearly 70% of adults say they want to quit. Research shows quitting completely at any age has major and immediate health benefits. More than 1.5 million smokers say they attempted to quit in 2012, and an estimated 100,000 did permanently. Here to tell us about the latest installment of the Tips from Former Smokers campaign is Dr. Tim McAfee, Senior Medical Officer for the CDC's Office on Smoking and Health, along with Marlene, who is a former smoker and Tips ad participant. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you
for having us.
And thank you for the great background information.
Absolutely. Dr. McAfee, what makes, this is the 5th time around, what makes this installment different from the others?
Well, for one thing, in this campaign, we are focusing on 2 new conditions that the Surgeon General identified just last week as being associated with cigarette smoking. And these are important because they're not just, it's not just lung cancer or heart disease.
Right.
These are conditions, the cancer, for instance, colorectal cancer, which is the second after lung cancer, leading killer of a cancer that's both affects men and women. And we're also looking at macular degeneration, a very, very important cause of blindness. It's the #1 cause of blindness in older Americans. Mm-hmm. And the Surgeon General has definitively linked these now to smoking.
So for people that don't realize how much it attacks the body, tell us more.
Smoking produces 7,000 chemicals that we know about, and many of these are carcinogenic. They cause cancer. They also increase the inflammatory response in our bodies.
Right.
We've now got numerous, almost every organ system in the body is affected because these toxins don't just affect the lungs, they're absorbed into the bloodstream and go everywhere in the body. But the good news is that, especially if you quit early in life, or even better, don't start, you eliminate this scourge on our bodies. We do know, we've done recent investigations in the United States and confirmed the fact that smoking takes 10 or 11 years off of your life expectancy. But if you quit around the age of, in your 30s, you gain about 90 to 95% of that life expectancy back again. So it's incredibly important that people preferably not start, but if they do, if they are currently smoking, that they quit as rapidly as possible.
Doctor, let me ask you, there are a lot of people who say that vaping or the e-cigarettes are a method of quitting smoking. What's your take on that?
What it's laser focusing on is the concern that 3 out of 4 of the people in America that are using e-cigarettes are continuing to smoke. Mm-hmm. Now, it's one thing if somebody just continues to smoke for a few weeks or a month while they're transitioning, but we're worried that because people may think that that cutting down is sort of an alternative strategy to quitting, that we have millions and millions of smokers who are continuing to be smoking and just sort of integrating e-cigarettes into this. And so we want to make sure people understand that the Surgeon General has now found that even just a few cigarettes a day is enough to cause very significant danger. You have to stop smoking cigarettes completely.
Period. Doctor, thank you so much. Marlene, let me ask you this. You are in this year's campaign, and I understand you have a rather interesting story. Tell me your story.
I was 15 years old and went to a movie, and in the movie there are quite a few smoking scenes that I became influenced by.
Right.
I came home, my mother was a smoker. I took one of my mother's cigarettes, went to a neighbor. He taught me how to inhale. I ended up teaching my friends, and I continued doing this for 45 years.
My goodness.
It really doesn't matter, though, the amount of time that you smoke. It's the fact that I had this in me, in my blood system.
Right.
And I noticed various changes in my vision. But I didn't say anything because I thought everybody was seeing the same way. I went to a retina specialist and they said to me I had macular degeneration.
Oh my.
I was going to lose my central vision. There was no cure, there was no treatment, and I was deathly afraid. It meant I couldn't see my grandchildren, I couldn't see my loved ones, I couldn't see nature, the sky, the grass, everything, the beauties of life. There is a treatment now, and I do this every single month. I get injections in my eyes. It's slowing down the progression. It's not going to stop it.
I understand you had a scary thing happen in your kitchen because of your macular degeneration.
Well, I thought my finger was a carrot, and I started chopping on it until I realized that it wasn't the carrot, it was my finger.
Oh my goodness.
But this is what I live with every single day of my life. When I wake up in the morning and I make coffee, I'm hoping I press the right button.
Yeah.
When I'm trying to color coordinate my clothes, I have no conception of what colors are.
Right.
And it's something that I can't forget about. It's with me every single day.
What would you suggest to people who smoke now?
You can stop smoking. Go to your doctor, speak to your doctor. There are numerous things your doctor could help you with to help you stop. There's also a 1-800 Quit Now. There are dedicated and trained coaches that can help you. Please heed my advice and stop smoking while you have a chance, or you'll end up in a chair like I do, with needles in your eyes every single month to be able to see.
Dr. McAfee, Marlene, thank you so much for your time with us this afternoon. Now, if you'd like to learn more on the Tips from Former Smokers campaign, or for you to get tips to quit, just log on to our website at WBOC.com and click on our picture at the top of the page. And a little later on, we're going to hear some tips on how to keep your home safe while you're on vacation this spring. Some simple steps the experts say could help keep criminals away. And we're looking to get criminals off the streets here on Delmarva, so don't go anywhere. Most Wanted Monday is next. See if you recognize anyone this week. DelmarvaLife will be right back.